Hey everybody, live now. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I don't know who's watching. There's a few people I see here. Show comments. But welcome. Good evening. Today is a good Friday. It's a wonderful Friday. I see. I don't know if you guys noticed, but behind me, I've changed up the look and feel a little bit. I've got some dark holiday boxes right here, which are being stored for shipping out because we just got the dark holiday 10-year gift set back. So I have some dark holidays right here, back in stock after a long time. So those are getting shipped out. But tonight it's a short draw for pour. But let me know whatever you guys want to try here, except for these two because those two aren't open. And I'll open them on a special occasion. I'm saving them, these two, the Wild Turkey Rare Breed and the Russell's Reserve. The Doc Swinsons, I think I've got a sample in there of the Doc Swinsons, which I'll be tasting. I've got this thing, which is the rare character single barrel that we picked. So this is our barrel pick with the rare character. So I've got that as well. A lot of cool stuff. But one thing that caught my eye last week was this one. So that's definitely on the table. I want to taste that. I would love to taste that. The Wilderness Trail is cool. This is also pretty cool. You know what? I'll just leave it up to you guys. I got this in this week. This and the Old Joe. Where's the Old Joe? Oh, okay. The Old Joe isn't here. We've got the Four Roses Single Barrel OESO, and then the rare character. So let me know what you guys want me to taste. I'll remove the bottles that are closed so that nobody asks me to open those, because I'm saving those. But perfect. Now the goalpost is yours. Just let me know which one you guys want me to taste, and I will get the party started. Hey Scott, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me know. Behind me is everything that's open. Let me know whatever you want me to try. The world is yours, and I've got the Hill Rock barrel pick as well. So a lot of good things. If nobody tells me what to open, what I will open myself is probably the. I mean, it's the start. So let's try some. Go with something that's on the lighter side. So probably has to be the Clyde Mays 92 proof, or oh, this is not very light. This we just got in yesterday. This is the Old Joe Double Oaked 8-year. Phenomenal bourbon for the price. It's a good it's a good juice. These guys are out of Maryland. They got this label called the Old Joe. So Old Joe was one of the oldest distillers in Kentucky, and what they did was they started distilling in Kentucky, older than Buffalo Trace, Jim Beam, everybody else, and they started even Old Taylor. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true, but Old Joe was older than Old Taylor. So start with this, you know. But they Four Roses bought this trademark for Old Joe, and once Four Roses bought it, this guy that was here yesterday, Matthew and Mark, both their brothers, both of them bought the trademark from Four Roses back to their own family, and started this family business. They distill in Maryland, and they're based in Maryland, distill in Maryland, right off Sagamore, near Sagamore. Sagamore's also from Maryland, but this is a double oaked 8-year. So let me move the camera a little bit down. Perfect. This is much better. Oh yeah, this is a much better view. So first pour of the night, some Old Joe. double oaked 8-year. And I have gotten a cup here somewhere. Okay, I'll just use these cups. And this will be our blend cup tonight. Very nutty. I'm getting some peanuts, almond, of those, nuts. Goes down pretty smooth. Has a pretty long finish of it's not caramel, it's maple, because there's sort of a bitter note to it. So I'm getting some maple, some cinnamon in the finish. Overall, a pretty well balanced whiskey. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it tastes like an 8-year. It tastes like a 10-year bourbon. That's what I would guess. Also, it doesn't taste like a double oaked. It tastes more entry level. So if you like whiskey, it's a more smoother blend. This is a blend, I think, but it's a more smoother blend. I wouldn't say that it tastes like a very young whiskey, or a very. It's not too young, not too old. It's like perfect for me. But some people who like that bitter oakiness in their whiskey, this doesn't have that. It doesn't have that dry oakiness. At least not overwhelmingly oaky. Maybe I was wrong though. So let's. So much nut, so many peanuts. Mm. And this comes in at, what is it? Where's the proof on this? Oh, this is 100 proof. So it's 50% ABV. That's what it comes out at. But yeah, it's a pretty solid pour right there. So Scott's watching. Who else is watching? Is Greg here? Is Guy Earn here? Is a lot of people that I know. Are you guys here? You know what? I want to try the pinhook, because I feel like last time I tried, I was like, I did not like this. I don't like this. This is too oaky. Let's see if I like it today. This is 3131. Let's see. Think I poured too much. Good for the blend. It's much more floral than the previous one. I'm getting some cheesecake, like a subtle cheesecake. Don't get blown away by cheesecake, because I know cheesecake is like a good note to have. Hey Gene, what's up, man? I know cheesecake is like a good note to have, but it's not a lot of cheesecake. Don't worry. It's not like a, oh my god, this thing is a cheesecake bomb. Because I've tried some cheesecake bombs. So there was this bourbon, I forgot what distillery, but I went to this distillery. They had a bourbon finished in champagne, rosé champagne casks, and that thing was a cheesecake bomb. Like, it's a cheesecake, liquid cheesecake in your mouth. So that's what it tasted like. This is not liquid cheesecake. It smells like a sponge cake or cheesecake, something like that. I'm just blurting out what comes to mind when I first tried. Has a very saline note, so there's some salinity, a salty note that has caramel sea salt. So when you chew into like a nice cookie with caramel and sea salt, that's what it feels like. And it's very buttery as well. The finish is still evolving. There's some chocolate in there, some baking spice. There's sort of a spice level, but It's a two-layered bourbon. I've said this before. This barrel 2644, no, 3131. That's the one I tried just now. It's a two-layered bourbon. It's not a three-tier bourbon. It's not a three-layered bourbon. It's a two-layered bourbon. So it starts off being cheesecakey, sponge cakey. Then it goes to, actually, it's not a two-layer bourbon then, because it starts off being cheesecakey, sponge cakey. Then it goes to being slightly salty. Um, the type of salt you get from Long Island Spirits. I don't know if I have it here. Shame on me if I don't. But I do. I have the Long Island Spirits Rough Rider here, so that's good. So that's the one that gives me that salinity from the ocean breeze, because those are aged at Long Island, right off the coast of Atlantic Ocean. So you get a lot of the breeze, and when the whiskey, when the barrels expand and contract, a lot of that salty breeze mixes up into the whiskey, so it gives you that salinity, that maritime note, which I get from this one. But then it ends with the spice. Oh, sorry, this one ends with the spice. Let's try the. Let me clean my cup. And I need to clean my palate as well. So this morning I had an event where I was. It was a trade show. I tried some Knob Creek 12 year, some Knob Creek 12 year, some, what is it? The Jeffersons. I tried a lot of Jeffersons today, almost all of them. And Jeffersons make some good stuff. Hey, Swats, how are you? Good to see you. Guy Earn, nice to see you as well. Just clearing up my palate. And then let's try the 2644. Guy Earn, I wanted to show you. Look, this is nicely designed. It's going to get better. I'm going to get like shelvings for this so that it looks nicer, and some lighting, some strip lights, some LED strip lights. But my mom designed this for me, and she did a good job with that. So, yeah. Oh, see, the nose on this is really good. Last time I tried this, I was disappointed. I was like, the nose on this is so good. Why does it taste like that? But let's see. I don't want to have any preconceived notions. 2644 is good. Well, actually, 2644 is not good. The 3131 is good, but you know what? I'm not gonna say that because I haven't even tried it yet. For the second time. I'm getting some cherries, some Coca-Cola, like cherry cola, maybe like the Coke cherry flavor. Yeah, this is very cherry. Wow. It's not as cherry as Free Range, but it's very cherry. Mm. See, the problem with this particular bourbon is that it smells so good. It smells cherry. It smells like, smells like a very fruity cherry bourbon. But then when you taste it, it's overly oaky, so it dries your mouth, and I don't know, it's kind of flat. It's dry, it's oaky. Ooh, there's a 2644. Thank God I didn't pick this one. But look, some people might be into it, but I feel like it's overly dry for my palate, and it just doesn't taste how it smells, because the smell is very inviting. It's very nice. It's very fruity. It's very sweet smell. But then when you taste it, it's like, you get so disappointed because it's very oaky, very oaky, and the finish is just, there's no finish. It's just burn. It just burns your mouth because it's not very smooth. You know what? One thing I can appreciate about the Pinhook 2644 barrel is that it still has that salinity, so it has that salty note, which, cheers to that. But I think this would be good in a blend, like a young blend of 4 year, 5 year bourbon, and you add some of this into that because this is overly oaky, so it would mellow down the oak and make it a really nice blend. So yeah, I think bourbons like these belong in a blend. I don't think they should be picked in a single barrel unless somebody's into that, because I know people are in a mirage of variety of things. So you know, to each their own. But that's what I'm doing. I'm blending it now. Let's see. With all the other bourbons we have, I'll blend it. What's next, guys? What should I taste next? I have a ladder here, like a mini ladder, so I can taste whatever I want. Cause I'm kind of short, so I'm not that short. But if I want to reach the moonlight, because I've got all of the moonlights up there. I don't know if you guys can see, because the camera angle is off. But I've got all of the moonlights up there, so I can pick and choose whatever moonlight I want. Uh, Scott, yes, you need to set one up. I'm about to. I'm gonna go to Home Depot and get some wooden planks and then screw it in myself. In Guyan, I don't know what shelving you're doing, but good luck, man. Send me a picture. Scott, you're also moving, so I mean, you have a lot of room to be creative with your shelvings, because when you go into a new place, it's like a blank slate. This wine shelf used to be, well, there used to be another one here, so we broke it down and we put it in the back, and now we're trying to build a good whiskey shelf here, because this is not a Friday night pour of wine. This is a Friday night pour of bourbon. But yeah, let me know what you guys want me to open. If you guys are unable to see what I have here, I can move the camera slightly closer so that you guys can see. What I have is a poor man's collection. Soon I'll get a lot more bourbons in here so that we can have more variety. But for now, this is what we have. We have the 2XO here. We have the Field and Sound bottled and bond rye whiskey. Some Field and Sound bourbon finished in brandy cask BYOA. This is Kings County Sheldaig. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Isla Scotch. Trails and 10 years, so that's Oregon Oak bourbon. Ooh, look at what we have here. We have the rare character single barrel. The White Port Wolf. Guy, the White Port Wolf. I'm sorry, but that I finished myself. I just couldn't wait. It's so good. These are the ones I have from Moonlight. If nobody tells me what to taste, I'm gonna taste this one because I can't wait. Well, I have tasted it before, but I would love to have some more. White Port Wolf. I missed that one. It's like a brown sugar bomb, because it when you first smell it, it's so inviting, and then you taste it, and it's like just brown sugar, blowing up brown sugar. Because I mean, I go to Starbucks sometimes. I get their brown sugar shaken espresso. That's the one I order. Too much sugar, by the way. So I stopped getting that. But there was a time when I used to get that every single day. The White Port Wolf. That's what it reminds me of. It's like a brown sugar. The Hill Rock Scott is our barrel pick. So this is our latest barrel pick. I don't think I tasted this on the Friday night pour last time, but this is our latest barrel pick. This is okay. Here's what it writes. It says barrel number Tawny Port Whiskey Library Reserve number 2. So they spent 6 years in not regular, new American oak barrels, and then so it's aged for 6 years at the minimum, And then it went through the Solera aging process, where basically they have these tiers in Hill Rock. I'll post a video soon, like a vlog. That's like the one I posted for Fort Hamilton. I'm going to post one for Hill Rock, where you can see the process and everything. But basically, they have Solera aging. What they do is they take these barrels, they put it into a new bunch of barrels, and then they have a tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. So they will take out 10% from this first tier, put it into the second tier, and then take out 10% from the second tier, put it into the third tier, and then the 6 year bourbon goes into the 10% from the first that was taken out. So, and then the last one gets all mixed up and put into a finished bourbon. So, I mean, it's a controversial topic. Some people think that it doesn't age the whiskey properly. I disagree. I think Solera aged whiskey tastes phenomenal, and it tastes better than regular aged whiskey. I just don't think from a business perspective is the most efficient thing to do. But Hill Rock does it, so cheers to them. So, and they do it properly. So this one spent 6 years in the New American Oak for bourbon. So it's minimum 6 years. Then it spent 1 year doing the Solera aging hoops, and then it graduated from that rick house and went into an Oloroso sherry cask, which is like 135 gallon. So just to put it into perspective, a regular barrel like this is 53 gallons. This is like almost more than like twice as big. So it's like 2.3x big. So 150, 135 gallon barrels of Oloroso sherry, where it spent 6 months, and then it went into tawny port casks, where it spent another 6 or 8 months. I forgot, but so you see a lot of those influences. Hill Rock has really good stuff. Honestly, one of the most beautiful distilleries that I've been to, and I've been to a lot of distilleries, especially in Kentucky. I've been to Castro and Key, which I think in Kentucky, I think that's the most beautiful distillery. Well, I haven't been to all of them, but still. Oh, guy, you need to try the Barthold and Bond, man. You like classic? The Barthold and so the classic is here for Jimmy Red, and the Barthold and Bond is like here. It's like 2 steps above. I have the Barthold and Bond here, and then I have the classic here. Yeah, I think so. Okay, perfect. Ooh, there's some raisins, some dark fruit. I don't know why I'm getting cherry from this too. Maybe it's just the glass, but some cherry, raisins, dark fruit, dried fruit, not dark fruit, dried fruit. Although I wouldn't know how dark fruit and red fruit and all those things taste, but there's a lot of cherry and dried fruit in this. Mm. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's real good. I want to try adding some water because this is cast strength, finished in 2 different barrels, the Oloroso sherry and the tawny port. But what happens if I add a slight pinch of water? Okay, the cherry has gotten more dominant now. So that tells me that the cherry wasn't from the glass, it was from the actual hill rock. Slightly malty, getting spice, cinnamon, brown sugar, the same brown sugar you get from the white port finish of the moonlight. And then the finish is just a lingering baking spice. That's all I'm getting in the finish, just the baking spice. I do think the Hill Rock is a little pricey. What, $175? It's a lot of bourbon. I think it's 750 ml, but it's cast strength, so two finishes. But what happens is I feel like the Solera aging process is very intensive. It's very labor intensive. So you take these barrels, you have to put every 1 or 2 months you have to empty 10% of these barrels and put them into the second barrel, and then the second barrel's 10% content goes into the third barrels, and this whole process takes a long time and a lot of labor. So it's pricey. It's expensive to do. So it makes the whiskey also more expensive and less accessible. So, that's why the high price point for Hill Rock. I do think it's a little pricey. It tastes really good, but it's like a trade off. So I don't know. Mm. It's like an ice cream, butterscotch ice cream. Like this time when I tried it, butterscotch ice cream, raisins, cherry in the nose, and finished in baking spice. That's the notes. That's the exact notes. What's next? What do I need to taste next? I've got, you guys mentioned the Jimmy Red, right? Guy and Scott mentioned the Jimmy Red, so I'm gonna open the Jimmy Red bottled in bond. Whew. I've been drinking a lot today because the event I drank a lot of Jameson. I drank a lot of Johnny Walker. I mean, I've not tried these scotches before. Um, I haven't tried the Johnny Walker. Being from India, like I'm an Indian, so a lot of my relatives, their favorite whiskey in the world is like Johnny Walker, Johnny Walker, Johnny Walker. I never tried it. I tried it for the first time today. Wasn't a big fan. I tried the black label, the gold label, the blue label, those three, and I didn't like any of them. They were worse than the Lafroig and the Glendronachs that I've tried. So I guess craft distilleries. I don't know if Glendronach is considered a craft distillery, but I guess craft distilleries everywhere do better than the big brands. Even the Sheldike, right? This one, very dark chocolatey. It's pretty low proof for me. I like something around 50% alcohol, so 100 proof is like the sweet spot for me, but 40%, 80 proof still has a lot of chocolate, so I like that. So it's an Isla Scotch. Moving on to the bottled in bond, Jimmy Red, high wire. So another trick that I learned, not today, a few days back, is that when you're nosing a lot of whiskeys, your nose gets a lot of ethanol, so it starts becoming more desensitized to a lot of other smells. So when you're tasting one whiskey after the other, it's a good practice to smell the forearm skin, because that's like a neutral smell, considered a neutral smell unless you haven't taken a shower for 3 months. But you just smell that, and now you smell, blow into it so that the ethanol just dissipates, and then you smell. I'll say this: the nose on this is much more mellow than the Hill Rock or the Pinhook. Nonetheless, what is that? I'm getting some pancakes. Yeah, every time I try the bottled in bond, it changes flavor. I'm getting some pancakes. There's this one note that I'm getting, which I can't figure out what it is. Is it bubblegum? No, it's not bubblegum. Somewhere in between sugar cane and bubblegum. That's what I'm getting. And pancakes. Like a mix of both of those. Hey, Mike, you made it. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming. I've been missing you the last few days. It's a little hot towards the end, at the tip of the back epiglottis. It's a little hot at my back of my tongue. It's a good daily sipper, in my opinion. It's not very bold. I would never sip this every day because I don't feel like it has mel. It has very strong notes. So at a good occasion, you're drinking this. But I feel like this is a good daily sipper because it's it's nicely mellow. It's not very high proof, and it's good for the pocket as well. It's what, $70 for a bottled in bond, and it I think it would rival a Pinhook barrel pick, a Pinhook 3131. So yeah, Mike, missing our hangs, man. Cheers to Mike. You see the difference in my back? I'm gonna make this even better next time. Oh my god, yeah. Jimmy is a good bang for a buck. It's a good daily sipper. It's not very harsh, not too much flavor, not too little flavor. It's just perfect. It's just that middle point. I will say I feel the same about the Rough Rider. I feel the same about the Clyde Maze. See, the Clyde Maze, the thing with this is it's a lot of caramel. It's a caramel bomb. So I don't know if it's a daily sipper. It's a good bang for buck though. So that's what we'll taste next. So Scott and Guy were just talking in the chat. They said they finished two of the Jimmy Red Classic already. This is the bottled in bond, but the classic, yeah, the classic is also, well, classic is also cheaper than the bottled in bonded. Bottled in bond is better. How much better is it though? Makes you think. If it's got a wheat beer finish for the bottled in bond. The finish is not very long. It's 20-25 second finish. It lingers though, and it cleans your mouth. I feel like it's a good palate cleanser. I feel like if you made drinks with the bottled in bond Jimmy Red, that those drinks would be fire. Like a good old fashioned with the Jimmy Red. Cheers, Greg. Cheers, Greg. Visopig Gravestock. I've had very little Visopig in my life, so I haven't tried the Gravestock. I've heard good things about the Visopig Boss Hog. I've heard good things about the Visopig 10-year, 7-year, a lot of their other releases as well. I know they make a lot of rye, but I have heard that they have some bourbon in development, or they've just released a bourbon or something like that. I don't know if it's just rumors, but I know Sagamore is coming out with their bourbon. Visopig is also getting into the bourbon game. Ooh. See, this is good. This is good. This is great for the price point, you know? Snout to tail. I need to get into the Visopig world. I'm just getting so part of being in the bourbon mystery box is you stick to craft, you taste a lot of craft distilleries, you taste a lot of like good stuff that these guys make. Jimmy Red makes, Clyde Mays makes, Hill Rock makes, Rough Rider makes, but I never really get to taste the Russell's 10-year or the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. So that stuff, I sometimes wonder if it tastes good, if it tastes as good as the hype. So yeah, I'm sure it does, but how much better is it than the craft distilleries that I taste? You know what I mean? This thing is a caramel maple syrup bomb. It's so much caramel syrup. I will say this is not a two-tier, it's not a three-tier bourbon. Starts off being caramel syrup, ends with a less caramel syrup or a more mellow maple syrup, but it's not a three-tier bourbon. Ooh, Gravestock uses Liquid Death. Yeah, that's their partnership, I think, with Liquid Death. It's a corporate partnership. Wow. Yeah, I can't expect this to be a daily sipper, but it's I would say this is like a cheaper 2XL. If you like 2XO, you're gonna like the Clyde Maze. I'll tell you this, because 2XO tastes almost exactly the same as this thing, but it's much cheaper. What else do we have here? Ooh, we have this too. You know what? I don't know if anybody of you, anyone here, do you guys know what this is? This is pretty cool. I didn't know we had this. I did not know we had this. This is cool. I don't know we had this open. I'm gonna taste this next. So this is the Doc Holiday 10-year decanter set or whatever, the gift set. As you can see here, a lot of docs being shipped out in the back as well while I do this thing, because so many orders. Ooh. So hard to get this cork out. I'm getting some peach right up front. So this is not cast strength, so it's not as strong as the Doc Holiday that comes in a bottle. So it's slightly different. I think this is 40 proof, 40% ABV, so 80 proof, or 50%, I think, something like that. 48%. I have it right here. 48% ABV alcohol by volume. So I'm getting some figs in the nose. Yeah, some figs in the nose. There's a chocolate note. And that's it. There's just a chocolate note. I'll be honest, I shouldn't have tasted these phenomenal bourbons before tasting this, because I mean, at the end of the day, the attraction isn't this, the attraction is the whole set. You keep it in your bar and you never open it. That's the point of this Doc Holiday set. I don't know if I have one here, because everything's getting shipped out, so I could just rush in and get one to show you guys. But it's a beautiful set. I think, personal opinion, it should stay closed. Tastes really good. But these are worth opening. I wouldn't want to ruin a whole set just to open it and taste something like this. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's just not as good as the other stuff, because it was never meant to be a drinking bourbon. It was supposed to be a showcase bourbon. I will say, for something so gimmicky and something that looks so beautiful in the set and everything, tastes pretty good for that. Because when you see something like that, you expect it to taste like shit. Oh, don't remind me of the 416, man. The 416 will always be close to my heart. That's like a bomb. That's like a buff turkey. You know what I mean? If buff turkey is real, 416 is the buff turkey. As far as my palate is concerned, because I haven't tasted that many bourbons, but that's really good. This is a Four Roses single barrel from Four Roses, obviously, but it's the recipe of OESO and all of that stuff. Oh yeah, don't talk about the danger here. We all know what's happening. You know, we're all bourbon people here. So the Derringer, I've tasted it. It's like a good $20 whiskey. Yeah, it's like a good $20 bourbon. I'll be honest. I don't like lying. I like the honesty. So it's a good $20 bourbon. I don't think it's a good bourbon for drinking. Plus, if you're buying a Derringer and you open it and you open the pistol and you're sipping the Derringer itself, I don't know why are you doing that, because it's like such a beautiful set. Keep it like that, or gift it to somebody. Don't open it. It's supposed to be closed. You need to try the OBSF. That was my favorite. I don't know why I got the OESO here, but the OBSF was so good. I'm getting some red fruit, some cherries, some peach, apples, a lot of brown sugar. This is very unique. It's very different from, because it's a two-layer bourbon. You get brown sugar and then you get spice, and that's it. You get spice and it finishes in the spice that it started with. Um, but yeah, that's how it tastes. Um, I want to try the rare character. Let me give it another shot. This was distilled in Indiana. Just saying, distilled in Indiana. It was filled in 2009. 70 21 9. I don't know what that means. That's probably just the barrel number. I don't think it was distilled in 2009. That would be too old for the price. 3171, that's the barrel number. And then this is a beautiful label, but the bottle will come on a better label than this. Let's give it a shot. When I first tried this, I tried some other barrels from Rare Character. I will say I've tried some. I've tried a lot of stuff from Indiana. What we're talking about. The MGP juice. This stands out because it's much richer for an MGP juice. It's much nicer and it looks beautiful. So that's Rare Character. Ooh. Getting so much caramel in the nose. Wow, that's a very thick caramel. High rye, spicy bourbon. With notes that are three layered. And it's actually so good. Wow. Whew. Starts off with a caramel bomb, goes into like a spicy spice, not too spicy. It's a mellow spice, and finishes in dark chocolate. That's good. Mmm. That's better than I tasted it last time. Wow. I don't know what access these guys have to the MGP warehouse, but they're picking some good stuff. Or I'm picking some good stuff because the other barrels might not be as good. So all the credit goes to me, right? As pocket whiskey, APW, those small 375 bottles. I've seen them around. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I've heard about them. I've seen them online. I haven't heard any good or bad things about them. So, yep. With that, I just want to try this last thing, which is the Shaudaig single malt whiskey, single malt Scotch. So let's try it. Because why not? I have it open. I just want to give it a shot. Pun intended. See how it tastes. Too smoky. Too smoky. I feel like a lot of things are these days rumored to be buff turkey. But I mean, I need to look into that, man. At APW, 15-year might be above turkey. I'll look that up. I'll look it up. I'll try to get it in and see how it goes. There's a pineapple note. So growing up, I always liked barbecued pineapple, and this has that note. You were born in Scotland and you don't like Scotch. I don't blame you because Scotch is good. Some of the Scotches are really good. Some of the Scotches are not as good. But bourbon is the king of whiskey. And I'll say that until I die. I feel like I went back and forth for a lot of my time in whiskey library. I was like, you know what? I like gin more than bourbon. I like this more than bourbon. I like that more than bourbon. I like rye more than actually I never said rye, but I always like gin more than bourbon. But then as I drank more gin and got access to more tasting gin, I was like, gin is mid. I don't know if gin is that good. Glenmorangie Nadura, which was aged in American oak. So it's a bourbon. It's a bourbon. Well, it's not a bourbon. It's an American single malt, just aged in Scotland. It's an American single malt aged in Scotland. This is good though. I like this. I don't know how much this is because I just saw an open bottle and I was like, this is a tasting bottle for the store. I was like, I'm gonna steal this for the Friday night pour. But that's very inviting. It calls you out after. Oh, that's nice. I don't like smoky whiskeys, but that one is not bad. It's not bad. Bourbon wins though. For the last pour, I'm gonna choose which one. Which one should I choose? I'll choose the uncut. No, I did that last time. I'll do the Trails End. So this is a new batch. Recently, they started making Trails End in a different facility, and this is a new. Well, they started getting sourcing Trails End from a new facility about 2-3 years back. In the bottles for that, those got bottled, and this version of Trails End that has this juice is not out yet. But I have it because I have a tasting bottle of it pre-release, and for the longest time, this was my favorite bourbon. I haven't tried it for the last 2 months. It's coming in November, I think. So I'm very excited for this one because I'm gonna snack some bottles myself of this thing. But for the longest time, this was my favorite bourbon. For the longest time, just so I give it credit, the Kansas City whiskey from J. Rieger was my favorite whiskey, and this was my favorite bourbon because Kansas City whiskey, what they do is similar to the Basil Hayden Dark Rye. They add some sherry wine to it. Oh my god! I love dark chocolate, and this is a dark chocolate bomb. It's like a chocolate liqueur, but bourbon. It's not. It's not a layered bourbon. There's no layers to it. Well, I guess there's some cinnamon and off that in, some spice, but the main dominating flavor is just chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. And I love chocolate. If you don't like chocolate as much as I do, you might not like this, but the nose is chocolate, the taste is chocolate, and the finish is in chocolate. So, big fan. Big fan. With that, I'm gonna take this blend and add some chocolate whiskey to this. Just kidding. This is not chocolate whiskey. It's bourbon. But this is the blend from tonight's pour. And cheers to everybody that's watching. Cheers, Mike. Cheers, Greg. Cheers, Scott. Everybody that came. Greg, Guy, Earn, Gene. Thank you for coming. Obviously, Mike, Svat, Scott, everybody. I don't know if I'm repeating names. I've had a little too many drinks. But cheers to everybody that's watching. And have a good night. Let's take a sip. Cheers. The salinity from the 3131 is coming through. And I can feel the smokiness of the scotch because I put some scotch in there. So this is a blended whiskey. It can legally be called a blended whiskey. Nothing more than that. It can be called a scotch. It can be called an aged whiskey or whatever. All right. Cheers for tonight. And good night, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Good night, guys.